Testing, testing. Psych. Okay, hello guys. So today we have the wonderful Chris coming to talk to us about VR. So if you are new to an ACM-W meeting, what is ACM-W? So ACM-W is a sub-organization under the Association for Computing and Machinery, or ACM. And what we do is we focus on providing an inclusive environment for women in technology. We also strive to create open opportunities for everyone and anyone, no matter their background in STEM or computer science. So if you are not a member, you can scan this QR code and become a member. It is free. You get a bunch of free stuff. So you should definitely join. And if you are a member, go ahead and scan this QR code and sign in. I'm going to give y'all a couple seconds to do that. Cool. You could do it later. Okay. So just to let y'all know about our upcoming meetings, our next meeting is going to be on December 1st. We are going to be doing a holiday social. It's going to be super fun. We're having cookie decorating. We have a hot chocolate bar. We're going to have games. So you should definitely come out and join us for that. And if you want to become a junior officer, we are always looking for more junior officers. It is a great way to gain leadership experience. You get to shadow an ACM-W officer. You don't need any previous experience or anything. It's something you can put on your resume that a lot of companies will recognize. And yeah, it's a great opportunity. I started as a JO and look where I am now. So, okay, and we will go ahead and get started.
All right, everybody, I'm going to go ahead and switch us all to the main line of work, which is this slideshow. All right, everybody, let's go with this presentation. So as of this moment, this is the ACM-W Virtual Reality Workshop, or in some cases, for some people, they can rename it to the VR or the Intro to VR. So if you haven't signed in yet, you can sign in right now. And this is our second opportunity. If you're not a member, please sign up. We get free giveaways. And as a treasurer, yeah, we actually give a lot to you guys. So, all right. This is our social media and about me. So my name is Christopher Placencio. Oh, shoot. I can't walk around. My name is Christopher Placencio. I am a senior cybersecurity major for the College of Business. One of my many experiences is obviously virtual reality development through Unity, Java, C++, Linux, and the rest of cybersecurity programming. And if anybody is a cybersecurity geek, Splunk, and a bunch of other programming techniques. So if anybody wants to know, my graduation date is next semester. And currently right now, my experiences with VR is the Level Up project for Rowdy Hacks. And I did a research opportunity with VizLab for safety research for VR. So this is going to be interesting. But yes, I did not fall down. And yes, I did this way longer than I should have. But it was pretty cool. I do encourage everybody to do it, but just don't get hurt. All right. What is VR? Just imagine in concept, the Matrix, because you think your reality. Okay. Okay. All right. So just think of virtual reality as your next extended version of the Matrix. It is a environment that is fully digital that you can connect to through a device. Any device that is consisting of a Oculus system, Valve Index, and if you're a Meta user, the new Facebook Meta Quest 2. I do not recommend it because it's over $1,500 right now, so don't do it. All right, so the biggest version that I know that everybody probably comes here for is the programming. And so I'm going to state that virtual reality utilizes 3D mapping, such as Unity, the Unreal Engine 5, and even the Medium Sphere software package. And from the product ranges, it goes from the Oculus Quest 2 to the Valve Index. And if you guys want a price range, the Oculus Quest 2 is currently $200. And like I said, the Meta Quest 2 is up to $1,500 or more. Yeah. And in regards to VR games that are currently out there, there are more than 70 of them. So you have a wide variety. And my personal favorite is VR Chat. If anybody wants to know what that is, that's just Omegle, but actually popular. Yeah. Just a to London read version for anybody that's just arriving right now. VR is referring to an active experience where the user's real world environment is replaced by a virtual environment through a wearable device. That's it. And over here is just another reference to virtual reality and part to other mixes of reality. And what this article talks about here is virtual reality, augmented reality, mixed reality, and extended reality. In short, extended reality is just an umbrella term, and virtual reality is your visual side. Augmented reality is movement. You're actually interacting with your virtual environment, and mixed reality is a combination of both. And if anybody wants reference, this is currently the reference, and I'll give like a second for anybody to take pictures because it's an actual article. All right, with that being said, actually a big question. How am I doing okay right now? Going a little bit too fast? All right. So this is where it's going to get interesting, and I really want to walk around, but I don't want to make you guys do a lot. But so right now we are going to go into the nitty-gritty, painful experience of 3D mapping. In short, we are going over Unity, which every single virtual reality system, game, and environment goes through. And in my opinion, this is going to be a hot take. Unity is just it's just a starter tool before you start doing Unreal Engine 5. And I'm going to explain that in just a minute. But just to explain what Unity is, it is the most popular virtual reality simulation tool that most startup developers use to establish the most basic VR environments. So imagine just making a blank slate of this room and just a regular testing room. So you're, carry the ball, touch it, avatar, personal interactions, basic coding, and essentially just what you do in your everyday programming classes, except funner. But to get into the specifics of Unity and how it's used, normally you would have a wide variety of assets that are either provided for you or have a addition to uploading or configuring your own object tools and variables. And depending on if you are utilizing a different programming language to have interactions with your objects, it can normally go from a range of utilizing Python or just using any kind of code that your company, organization, or gaming company that uses their own specific code. That's just all across the industry. So that's essentially the gist of Unity. And to be fair, virtual reality in every sense of the word is all about 3D mapping, coding. Like I said, to many of my friends, I am a cybersecurity guy. I'm not a programmer. So in a sense, I can easily do the mapping, but I let you guys do the coding, because when you try to interact with world objects and assets together and make them work like they're supposed to, I will hand it to you guys. You do better than me. Let's move forward. And just to sum it up together, the main concept, VR game development can incorporate a wide variety of environments. And it doesn't have to be VR game development. It can just be VRX development. And this is where we get to the good part, because VR environments incorporate everything in our life, or everything within the gaming industry, such as Skyrim in VR. It's actually a thing. And so this is where I start to get into the fun aspects of VR, which is my affordable version called the Oculus Quest 2, the lifestyle. And this is pretty much my experience in using the Oculus Quest 2 and utilizing VR as a lifestyle. And just to give a context for everybody that's here, I've been using VR for the Oculus Quest 2 since it came out, maybe five or so years ago, when the pandemic was starting to happen. So this was kind of like an experience, because when everybody goes from moving outside to the regular environment, and then now we're going back indoors, this kind of stuff kind of messes with your head a little bit. And I'll start to explain a little bit more. So in this presentation, I will be covering 3 VR games, which in this system, we're going to incorporate how the lifestyle of the VR can be able to have an effect on the community. And just to provide additional context, I'm providing 2 sides of a coin here. The developer side, which I've just told everybody how it's used, how it's incorporated, and how you can use it. Not specifically how, but show you what can be used for it. This side is the part where I live, which is the community user end side, or the end user side. And at this very moment, this is where the fun begins. All right. First game we're going to go over, VR Chat. Like I said before, it's my personal favorite VR game. Just to sum it up, VR Chat is a social interactive game in VR that you can still use without VR. You can still interact in this environment with other people utilizing your own laptop. And I think there is a mobile app version of this. So this platform, I guess you can say it's like Meta, but better, because you can actually interact with people and not bots. And so the world of VR Chat is basically just be in a room with a bunch of people from anywhere across the world. And to sum up VR Chat in a developer way, in 3 ways, is 1, outstanding, stellar environments, depending on who makes the world. And I could say curse words, right? Okay, no. To really bad environments, like really, really bad off the grid types for a reason. To sum up the other end is the avatar side that you make for yourself. My personal favorite being Paimon from Hello Boss. Anybody who gets that, I respect you a lot more. And the other side is dealing with the community side, which is like the internet, random, and very, very chaotic. So it's silent in this room. Just imagine talking to everybody at once. And that is the daily experience. You catch everything in tandem. So to continue this a little bit more, just expand on VR chat, I've actually met these people on the platform. So if anybody knows Jonah Scott from BeStars, he goes on to VR chat regularly to have fun. If anybody knows the context of how celebrities go into the VR chat world to have fun, you get some interesting experiences. Other notable famous members of our society include the Hello Boss cast. They interact with the VR chat world not daily, but they used to on a common basis. Not so much anymore because of how society changes. And I know I can't see that. And the last one being Azil. And this guy is a special character because he goes out into the community, grabs their stories and pretty much presents them onto YouTube and shares their experience. And just think of that as more of a mental health tool for people to get their story out so that they can talk about it. And really, that is going to be another topic that will be included at the end of this video. But I'm just putting names out there for people who interact with this VR chat game. And maybe just to add a little bit more fun, VR chat does have a thing called a game within a game where we're having fun. VR chat includes laser tag, pool, soccer, just name any kind of game that you can imagine. There's a game that's incorporated with everyone. Laserdome, same deal. It's just that with every inception of utilizing a game function, there you will have to incorporate different modes of VR chat and your Oculus system in order to actually make it work. That's only for the end user side, but as developers, you can be able to make this possible. It's just that you have to incorporate different modes of coding or programming to make sure that you can be able to make it work consistently for every server that is online. Okay, this is now the interactive part of the workshop. So let's have a little bit of fun. I'll give everybody about maybe 3 minutes, figure out what's going on in this image. I will give, does anybody want to start the timer right now? Because this is going to be pretty interesting. And also vote. Who wants 3 minutes and who wants 5 minutes to figure out what this is? 3? Got it. Yeah. So the people in this room, there's a screen up here and then there's a screen back there. All right. Let's begin in 3 minutes starting now. And like I said, there's 5 things going on in this image. Just 5 things. You just have to look at it really close. What? Either way. But yeah. That's like this is a social side of the bit, so have fun. Don't think of this as a oh, I'm going to trick you, I'm going to make you learn or anything. This is just real life experience. What? Hello. Yeah, if anybody wants to stand up and like look at the screen closely to see what's going on. I know for people on the desktop user inside that's watching this stream, if you can get over to this screen, I'd recommend just screen or zooming into the image if I were you. Because if you have a really good eye, you might see what's going on. Like really going on. A quick pro tip, this is the internet, so this is like a thing that goes on every day. So if you think this is chaos, this is just normal. All right. So I got about how many seconds? 20. So you guys got about 25 seconds. Really, this sounds really what I'm going to say at the end of this is going to sound a lot like clickbait. So just wait. All right. All right. Give me the 5 down. 2, 1. All right. So for users or for everybody in the room, please do say what you think you see is going on in here. People who are watching this through the stream, please do like and subscribe. No, I'm just kidding. Please do comment what you do see down here because this is actually pretty interesting. I'll just give you like maybe 10 seconds to collect thoughts. Three, 2, 1, 0. All right. So what's going on here in this one image is, well, one, you have the Iron Giant, or at least someone who has the avatar that has the Iron Giant, making them too big. And in that avatar, you can enable collisions to where you can put a chair on your hand. People can click and stay on your hand. And if anybody doesn't really see what's going on, in his hand is somebody in yellow, or like a what's it called, a banana suit flipped over. Obviously the people over here and what's going on up here, these people have avatars of the category of Warhammer 40K. Obviously at the side right here, this is the title of Atoll of Ether. That is a world. Most users who make their own world normally put a sign that says, what is here? What is going on in this world? This is how you do it. And if anybody makes worlds and they don't put a description of what's going on in the server world, you are a problem. Please get better. And normally they would have a description of the world. And on the other side over here, there's like a table that is generated for an entire group, or like a person with an avatar that can generate a table in front of them, like a tea party, and everybody can be able to interact with that and be able to sit down. And then if anybody sees that little name tag on the side right there, you can actually make your avatar 1 pixel. Literally the smallest size that you can think of. It's a goose, a little freaking goose. So in the idea of VR chat, you can make your avatar as small as a pixel or as big as a freaking world. Anything is possible. Frame rate, be gone. And I let the best for last because what is currently going on up here is avatar generated activities. Everybody in VR chat calls this a server destroyer because what this does is, in Warhammer 40k terms, pulling an exterminatus on a server. In layman's terms, you're blowing up the server, jacking everybody's frame rates. And for people who use lesser Oculus Quest tools, they immediately crash. Seriously, people have done this before. It is possible to screw with your system. And with that, we will move on to the next bit. And the second VR game, these kind of games, so A Night Sky, which is currently no longer available in the VR, in the Oculus Quest store, unfortunately. But right now, A Night Sky is typically generated as a user experience that displays graphics, activities, and basically a really good map with really good visuals to kind of give you a sense of ease or concern, depending on what kind of experience you want. And at most times, for people like me, and for a lot of people during the pandemic time and the winter storm, if you count that, we used this as a meditation tool. We use this to get through the day. I am going to get down level with you guys. For those who want to develop VR games, VR tools and equipment, these are kind of the experiences that you might get your users to engage to. So if you guys have a vision, normally these games are kind of that vision that a lot of VR users typically want to have. Because when we're going through a hard time, these kind of get us through the day. Now, if you want to have an experience where you're just going to be a COD player and just do no scopes, fine. But a lot of people who are going to get into the new VR experience are looking for typically a time where they can relax. Because the idea of VR is to go from being in the physical world to the virtual world. And so these experiences kind of engage people into going in it. Besides being a social media tool that is typically considered, I'm going to say it, cringe. We'll leave it at that. But this is the kind of engagement that a lot of us users typically like to have. And in this last VR game, this was actually recommended to me by ACM themselves, Museum of Other Realities. This is what I use for the VizLab safety research study. And typically, you will find out there in the store types of VR games that are more geared towards exploring science. And this application, this game, is one of them. And so just to move on to the next bit or the next series of pictures, what Museum of Other Realities typically likes to cover is scientific theories, modules, and functions of our society that are typically not well known. You go into a room, the room loads, and it displays a function of work of art, a work of science, or a typical general work of something that has a marital value in society, or something that explores itself by its own merits. And these applications kind of push the boundary of what can be known and what is practical in a virtual reality system. And so my experience here is that for the research that I pulled out to study for the safety of users in a typical movement and long time engagement into the session, I would normally pull 10 hours a day for a week, just trying to see what theories, what experiences I can get out of this, and try to feel if I am dizzy, nauseous, or if I fell. That is what the safety study was trying to incorporate. And so I learned a lot. And for anybody that is not used to engaging in VR, if you continue to go at a long rate of time into the game without any recovery, you will be dizzy. You will be nauseous. I recommend that sometimes you take at least 5 to 30 minutes of rest time at minimum if you're ever going to use a VR game for personal experience. Because this stuff is literally a screen in your eyes, a TV in your eyes. So this is kind of the real practical environment that you're going through. And so, yes, it is cool, but keep in mind that you still have to attend to your physical self, not just your virtual self. Yes, I might be using terminologies that Sword Art Online uses for the Nerve gear. We're not there yet. I'm just going to say that. But it would be cool, though. But that is the physical aspect and both the marital aspect of utilizing these social games and functions. With that being said, if you haven't registered into ACM, here's your third and final opportunity. And if you want to sign in, whatever. With that being fact, does anybody have feedback? Please go on. I want to hear your feedback. Yep. You want to know a little joke? That sign-in is actually is just an ACM sign-in. Don't worry, I'm going back to it. I'm just joking with everybody. Yep. No worry, I just love screaming with people. Here you go. All right, here's your QR code. I'm gonna give you like maybe 30 seconds to register for this meeting, like the real registration. So, all right. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Oh no, I got a special slide. Yeah, this is my presentation. I have full control. I have admin rights. I have root privilege. I am the master of this world now. All right. We have dangled here for long enough. Fake sign in is out. Still, does anybody have feedback? Comment section. Do you have feedback? All right. Oh, we're not done yet. Wait. Okay, wait. There we go. This is my shameless plug. So this is my Discord. That's my VR chat name. That link below is my LinkedIn And at the bottom is my email. So, hey, I'm a presenter. I get to have fun. So, I mean, I will give you guys the opportunity to just screen cap this, get the contact info, because one day you might need it. No. That's the thing about being in security. It's like you. Yeah, no. That's the funny thing. I have multiple numbers, so yeah. You thought you didn't know that, huh? But now you do. All right. Well, so with this in mind, I will say thank you all for attending. It really means a lot.